Hello and welcome to Level Up with LEDVANCE. I'm Lynette Schaefer. I'm the Director of Training here at LEDVANCE. And in this video, I'm going to be introducing you to LEDVANCE's Magnetic Bar Retrofit Kit. So before I get into the installation of this product, I wanted to talk a little bit about some key features. One of them is definitely application, and then two, high-level installation. So first of all, these are really great for fluorescent strips, fluorescent troffers, lay-ins, low bay fixtures, any of those type of fixtures that you want to be able to maybe upgrade from a fluorescent to an LED, and maybe you don't want to go to a brand new luminaire, or maybe perhaps you don't want to go to an LED replacement tube. This is a really good solution. Additionally, what's kind of cool about this product is that each light bar, and this is one of the light bars, have these little notches in them so that you can easily secure them to the existing fixture housing. And there's also these magnetic backing as well, as you can see here on the back of this one. The other thing about this is that not only are there magnets on the back of each light bar, there's also magnets on the back of each driver. And if you're going to use the sensor, that's optional. They also have magnets on the back of those too. The other thing that's kind of nice about this system is that it also features wattage and CCT selectability as well. You can see that right here on the driver. Try to get this kind of close, but there's little dip switches right here where you can choose what CCT that you want. And then here is where you would actually choose whether or not you want to have 1 lamp, 2 lamp, or 3 lamp. And that's also associated with 20, 30, or 40 watts too. So this is a really cool kind of feature as well. The other thing that's nice about this is that there are connection cables too that is included with the driver. It comes exactly like you see here. This allows for a quick connection for a 1 lamp, a 2 lamp, a 3 lamp, or a 4 lamp type of situation. There's also a cable harness, which are these little guys right here, that allows you to easily plug it in to make your connection. No wiring required and no electrician required either. So anybody can really do this. There's also an optional EMBB, which comes with a test button too. And there's also a quick connect on that too. The other thing that's cool about this product is that it also has an optional microwave sensor for additional energy savings. That sensor is programmed using dip switches, by the way. And in the event that you do need a sensor, the driver also has a nice little input and quick connector so that you can easily just plug in that sensor too. All right, so let's go ahead and get into how the Magnetic Bar Retrofit installs. And it is actually really super simple. So first you want to ensure you shut the power off to the fixture to avoid any electrical hazards. Then you're going to want to take out the existing lamps, remove the ballast cover if there is one present, disconnect the incoming power from the ballast, remove the ballast if necessary. You may not have to. For instance, in this particular one, I've got enough room where I can easily still put this in there and still have plenty of room for the other one. So you can just bypass it if you choose to do so. And then after you have all that done and you've removed your tombstone, so I started doing that in this one, you remove all that stuff. Then at that point, you are now ready to take your driver here. Make sure you select whether or not you want 1, 2, or 3. 1 is 13 watts, 2 is 17 watts, 3 is 20 watts, at least on this particular one that I'm holding. And also ensure that you select the correct CCT2. So 1 is 3,500K, 2 is 4,000K, 3 is 5,000K. And then you can just take this and put it right in here like so. It does a nice job of magnetizing itself to the housing of the existing fixture, but we do also require you or recommend that you also screw it in place too, just to ensure it stays put. Then, of course, you're going to want to make your electrical connections. I already did mine just to save a little bit of time in this video. And I do also actually have this wired into a cord so that I can turn it on for you. Once you have that completed, then you're going to take the wire harnesses that we have here. In this case, I have 4. In the event that I use all 4 of the light bars, I'm not going to. For this strip fixture, I'm just going to use 2 of them. So what usually would happen is that these are going to kind of work their way up to where the existing tombstones were. So just sort of pull them through like so on both sides. Once you have those kind of positioned where you need them, make sure everything else is buttoned up. Again, you can keep the driver in there if there's the existing ballast in there if there's room. Otherwise, you can take it out. Make sure your luminaire and fixture is all grounded. You want to make sure that's all buttoned up and all the electrical's done. This is where you need an electrician. So earlier I said you don't need an electrician at all. You do need an electrician when you go to install it from a driver perspective and adding power to it. But after that point, and you have the power all ready to go, then at that point, you really don't need an electrician anymore. So if you ever have maybe a light bar that goes out, it's an easy replacement. So at this point, for this particular fixture, I need to put the little cover on just so that we button everything up. Everything looks good. Make this so that it's all solid. Got all that taken care of. Now it's time for the light bar. So as I mentioned, what I will be mentioning is in some cases you may need to keep the lens on it. Sometimes you don't need to have the lens. I'll talk about that when I start talking about DLC. The other thing I just wanted to mention too is that there is, for the power coming into this, these just unplug. So they're really simple to just plug right back in. Sometimes they'll unplug when you remove the uncap. It's simple, just plug it back in, you're good. So you either can keep the lens on or you can take it off depending upon what DLC you need to achieve and what kind of application it's going into. Otherwise, you take one of the magnetic bars and then take the second one, because in this case, I want to use two, and just position it right in like so. Again, magnets on the back, but we do recommend that you still use the little notches that are here. Put a screw in there just to make sure they don't go anywhere. You can tell this is pretty solid, but still good practice is to use a screw as well, or a couple screws. Then at that point, all you need to do is connect the wire harness. Pretty simple. It's just a simple plug and play like so. And then what you'll want to do is kind of button this up a little bit, sort of stuff these back in here. You can do that. I'm not going to do that on this particular video, but you can kind of stick them back in there and they'll kind of snake their way back in, just so that you don't have all these wires kind of haphazard on the side. And that's really all that it takes to do this. Keep in mind, I know you may still see my tombstones here at the end. You would remove that. Just for purposes of this video, I was just working from one side, but you would want to remove these other tombstones too, in most cases. Okay, so at this point, you are ready to apply the power, and I will go ahead and do that. And there you go. They're all lit up and they look absolutely beautiful. So that is the installation video. So here are a few more key specifications on the magnetic bar retrofit kit. So the magnetic bar retrofit kit is designed to upgrade existing fluorescent fixtures to more energy efficient LED technology without having to purchase a new luminaire or without having to purchase replacement LED lamps. Think of it as kind of an in-between option for an LED replacement lamp and a retrofit door housing kit. The magnetic backing, of course, allows you for quick and easy installation without the need to enter the ceiling cavity, and it simply attaches to the existing housing via those magnets and the screws. Now, this is a super cost-effective option for retrofitting existing troffers, low bay, or strip fixtures. These kits can be used in various applications, including offices, commercial spaces, and industrial settings, as well as retail stores. Now, these are ETL, FCC, RoHS. They are also DLC Premium or DLC Standard, depending upon the primary use category. When we talk about primary use category, we're basically talking about whether or not they're going to be used in, say, a linear ambient or a low bay category, or if they're more used in, say, like a troffer, for instance. So the way that this works is that if you need to get DLC Premium and you're using them as a linear ambient or low bay category, this does require the removal of the lens. So that means you would actually have to take this off, the lens off from the LED bar. The way that you do this is, first of all, you have to remove this uncap. It just simply pops off. All right. And then once you get that removed, then at that point, you can kind of get your finger underneath here, and then you just basically pull it apart. When you have the lens off, this is what it looks like. So you can just basically see the LED chips all lined up right here. Okay. So that's the difference between whether or not you need to have the lens on or not. Now, if you're using this in a troffer with the lens installed, it does achieve DLC standard. So another important aspect is just knowing whether or not you need DLC premium or if you need DLC standard, and whether or not you need to remove the lens or not remove the lens. The magnetic bars are available in 2, 3, and 4 foot. These are a frosted polycarbonate lens, 0 to 10 volt dimming with 120 to 347 volt operation. Standard 80 CRI, but we do have a 90 CRI available via PTO. They are available in the selectable CCT 3500, 4000, or 5000K. There are 3 different drivers that go with these magnetic light bars. Options are 1 to 3 bars, 2 to 4 bars, or 3 to 4 bars. Depending upon the system wattage and what you have selected, you basically have the wattages that range from 13 to 60 watt and lumens that range from 1,820 to 9,600. And these do come in anywhere between 140 all the way up to 160 lumens per watt. You will also want to make sure you keep in mind the temp rating. -40 Fahrenheit, -40 C, all the way up to 104 Fahrenheit or 40 C. And you're also going to know that this is available, as I mentioned earlier, 0 to 10 volt dimming, which is also extremely important. And also that 5-year warranty. Not to mention it's got a really great rated life as well. Here is also the ordering code for the lamps and the drivers. Please note also what really sets us apart from the competition is that we have a complete portfolio with multiple wattages, lengths, bar quantity options, and a full range from 120 to 347 volts. We have that wattage and CCT selectability and both sensor and EM options to fully meet the retrofit needs of your customer. I'd like to thank you for your time. To obtain your certificate of completion, please scan the QR code found here, or you can also go to ledvanceus.com and click on the quiz link located in the description for this training.